All right. So just as we always do, let's begin sitting upright. Take a few deep breaths. Long, smooth, deep inhalations. And slow, relaxed exhalations. Take a moment to acknowledge within yourself your divinity, your purity, your wholeness, your wellness. Let's acknowledge the divine nature of all people. And let's honor our teachers and the teachings that have brought us to this point today. Perhaps they've motivated us to meditate and given us education and inspiration. We honor the teachings and teachers of all truth, enlightenment traditions. And here in my heart, in my home, we honor Mahavatar Babaji, Lahiri Mahasaya, Swami Sri Yukteswar, Paramahansa Yogananda, Roy Eugene Davis, and their successors, the gurus and the Kriya Yoga lineage. Let's begin with the Om sound 3 times. Om. 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 Today in the Northern Hemisphere is the winter solstice. And for me, it's a time of letting go and surrendering, just like the trees have let go of their leaves and the plants have prepared for winter. It's a time to be more quiet, to rest more, sleep more, and go within. So in our meditation today, I invite you to practice letting go of the past, what you've already done, letting go of what needs to be done later in the future. And just for now, I invite you to even let go of your identity in the world. So maybe you're a father or a mother, or sister or brother, daughter or son, wife, husband. Maybe you have a role in your job or your community. even our gender, male or female. What would it feel like just temporarily, just to let go of those roles, those responsibilities, that way of seeing ourselves? And I invite you to look into the third eye in the top of the brain and ask, what am I? So use any meditation techniques you need to stay focused, but that's what I invite you to come back to today. What am I? And you don't have to actively think about it or analyze it. Just float the question in your mind and let it be. Thoughts come into your mind, let them pass on through. You might recognize them as part of the who you think you are. The ego identity, maybe it's a task for later or a memory from the past or something like that. And it can be about those roles that we play in life. That's the who of who we are, the ego, the personality. It's not bad. It's how we get through the world and know what we need to do here. But it's not forever. So when those thoughts come up, oh, that's who I am. That's my role. That's the role I play. I'll get to that later. What am I? And if the thoughts are persistent, maybe use another technique, a breathing technique, or a mantra to help you be super conscious, to climb up above the level of thought so we can just watch them like an observer, as if you're a bird up in the sky or a person standing on a mountaintop, and the thoughts are just floating by. Not attached to them. So climb up into the top of your brain. And be the observer. For our regulars, I had mentioned last week we can go a little longer today. So if you're going to stay maybe another 20 minutes or so, I invite you to refresh your practice with me. You can practice chanting through the chakras to bring our awareness to the nervous system, the spine, and the brain. So the way meditation techniques can be used, they can be used at the beginning, or if when you sit down to meditate, you feel quite clear, which sometimes happens to me, I just sit there at the beginning and then I'll use the technique later when I find I'm off track or wandering. So bring your attention down to the base of the spine, actually the base of the pelvic floor, and gently squeeze your muscles just for a moment. I invite you to take a breath. Say Om. You can say it as many times as you want. Om, Om, Om. Or just one chant, whatever works. Om. The goal is to be aware in that base chakra. And as we move on, you'll relax that area. Bring your attention to your abdomen in the front, your sacrum in the back, your whole pelvis. Om. Om. Have your awareness there. And then the third chakra can be in the lumbar. Some people say it's a little higher near the stomach and liver, middle back. So anywhere in that area, waist to middle back. Sometimes called the solar plexus. And this is, philosophically, it's the seat of the ego and identity. So again, not a bad thing. It's how we show up in the world. So let's feel our awareness there. Perhaps squeeze your muscles. You can make that tone anything that helps you feel it. And then the heart chakra, for me, I try to be aware of the whole chest, not just the front and back, but the sides, the rib cage. Hold your awareness there. Metaphysically and physically, this is where we connect to others and to ourselves. Service through our arms and hands, love in the heart. Having a focus on your heart has also been researched through heart math to decrease stress hormones. Let's spend another few breaths here. And let's move to our throats, our necks, front, back, and sides. Oh. Perhaps obvious, but how do you use your voice in the world? Are you speaking your truth? The truth? Can you discern truth when you hear it? Clarity. Let's bring our awareness to the sixth chakra, or third eye. Oh. Oh. Look into the third eye. See what you really are. A unique expression of God, expressing through all the identities and roles, body, mind. But behind all of that, when you let all that go, like the tree lets go of its leaves, you are a pure being, an awareness being, a conscious being. So when you know that, not intellectually, and when you just know it, feel it to be true, know it to be true, that's self-realization. I am conscious, unique, unit of ultimate reality. I am the bubble, make me the sea. Let's go to the top and above. Om. Om. Let's hold our attention here. God consciousness, cosmic consciousness. Expand your mind. Open your mind, open your being to the vast, infinite, eternal consciousness. And we'll stay here a few more minutes. While we're in this expanded conscious awareness, let's invite others to join with us. And I want to read you the way Roy wrote to do it because it's so helpful for me. Beyond the stage of verbal, mental, or wishing prayer is spiritual help offered impersonally. For this, be still until you are consciously established in awareness of God's wholeness. Then, mentally acknowledge those with whom you want to share your God awareness. There is no need to try to send or direct healing or blessing influence to them. Mentally invite them to merge their awareness with your awareness of God. Then let the results be in accord with their receptivity. In this way, you are not trying to do anything for them or attempting to cause a specific effect or outcome. Let's do that. Be still until you are consciously established in awareness of God's wholeness. God is everywhere, everything, in us, and in and as everyone else. And now let's mentally invite our loved ones to merge their awareness with our awareness of God's wholeness. And from our loved ones, let's expand that even further. Let's include all beings everywhere. May they be well. May they be free from suffering. May they be healthy and happy, prosperous and aware of God's wholeness. Now for yourself. Let the benefits of meditation expand. We've had our awareness up in the top of the brain. Let it melt down into your whole head, face, senses, the eyes, ears, nose, sinuses, throat, into your chest and shoulders, arms, armpits. Think of all the lymphatic tubes in the arms, chest, head. Tubes of blood, tubes of nerves, tubes of air, brain itself, into the lungs, all the organs in the torso, all the way down through your eating tubes, digestive tubes, reproductive organs, organs of elimination, down through the skeleton, the ribs, the spine, pelvis, hips, femurs, knees, shins, ankles, feet, toes and fingers, hands, bones, cartilage, tendons, ligaments, muscles, fascia, skin, endocrine system, thymus, pancreas, kidneys, reproductive glands, thyroid, pituitary, pineal. Might have missed some. Thank you, body. So if there's something you want to invite into your life, take a moment now. See in your mind's eye and imagine with all your senses what the realization of that desire will be. How will that feel? Feel grateful. As we enter this darkest day and week of the year, I invite you to rest. I invite you to be quiet. And you can do it on the inside, even if you're active on the outside. You can be quiet on the inside. So thank you for joining. Let's Om. Om. Peace and namaste.